Hi, my name is Pranshul, and today's session is about Pentaho BA. I have total 14 years of experience into with 8 years into Pentaho BA. So we'll start with the Pentaho BA session, and we'll cover with the basics of BI and then onto the Pentaho BI tools introduction. Yeah, so in Edureka, how it works, it's like a live online class, like we are having it now. So it will be online classes. Then there is class recording and LMS. So it is like you have all the classes recorded and available in the LMS systems. And we'll have the 24/7 post-class support. Like you can have any queries and anything, you can actually contact us for all the queries at any point, at any time. And module-wise quiz is about like you have a quiz after every module to like see how well understood your module basically. And then we have project work on the large database. So we'll have a after the batch completion, we have a project work after that, and verifiable certificate. So the certificate which we'll provide, it will be available online for your verification. Okay, objective of this session is we'll understand the Pentaho business intelligence in detail, and a successful case study we'll see, and then understanding the key product offering of Pentaho, like business analytics, Pentaho data integration tool PDI, PRD, that is Pentaho report designer tool. And we'll see in the end the Pentaho demo, and then obviously the job trends, how it's going on in the market. Okay, so we'll start with the basics of business intelligence, and then we'll move to the Pentaho in detail about the tool. So to understand, first of all, we'll see what is business intelligence. Business intelligence is the process of transforming the business data into information knowledge using computer-based techniques, thus enabling the user to take effective fact-based decisions. So it is like business intelligence refers to the technologies and application for the collection of business information or data, so that the organizations can take some effective decisions. So likewise, we have lots of data with the organization in different forms. It's getting it through web, it's getting it through mobile. So different forms are there of the data, and the volume is quite huge. So to take information out of their data, so that the organization can actually have a effective decisions around that for the growth of the organizations. To understand data, we need to transform that data into a form on which we can actually have some analysis on top of that for the better decisions. So it's like the business intelligence is in place from last few decades. Like we are well aware of the business intelligence. We hear a lot about it in nowadays, but its existence is since very long. And in this, like you have your information which can be used. So its primary job was more around structured data, which used to integrated data warehouse. So it's basically not even structured, it is unstructured data also, we'll see that. So any form of data, it used to be integrated data warehouse. Now what is data warehouse? Data warehouse is nothing but a repository of a organizational data which can be used for the query and the analysis purposes. So it is like you have your data warehouse with all the historical data, so that the queries can be made on that, so that you can actually have your reports and analysis around it. So, but with time and evolving technologies, BI has been evolved to cater to disruptive data growth. So as I said, like the volume of data is increasing. So BI can actually cater to that, and it's really useful, and it's really easy to do that. So BI can crunch numerous structured and unstructured data to help identify or create strategic business opportunities. So it's like it can actually refer to any kind of data, flat file, structured, unstructured data. Anything can be used and can have the business based analysis on that. So BI is essentially intended for following three things: precise and concise interpretation of data. So it's like you can have the concise information of the analysis through the reports, and you can have any kind of volume of data which can be actually interpreted. So identify new opportunities, implementing an effective strategy to have competitive edge. So as BI can handle huge volume of data, it allows for easy interpretation of data, helps in identifying new opportunities, and implementing an effective strategy can provide competitive market advantage. So this is on the screen we talk about like what is business intelligence stack. It's like ETL, metadata management, analytics with operational reporting, dashboards, and governance and monitoring. So it's like ETL is, we'll see all this in detail in the following slides. I'll just give a brief on that here. ETL is like extract, transform, load, and it's basically for your extraction of data from the source to the loading to the data warehouse. Metadata management is nothing but a logical layer between your data, and it's basically business logic which you actually implement on it. So analytics is basically you're analyzing your data. Through operational reporting, you can have any kind of reporting. So it can be any type of reporting. Dashboards is basically which gives you a snapshot for the organization, and governance and monitoring is basically for user role mapping and things like that. So business intelligence need at the time. In today's growing global competition, business market poses following questions to business leader. What would be my insightful decisions based on ocean of data? How quick can I take decisions based on that huge data? So like the volume of data, as I said, it can handle, and you need to take some decisions around it. So you need a complete end-to-end BI solutions for that matter. So how can I integrate heterogeneous data feeds to common platform to analyze it further? So like I said, like you can have any kind of source data available with the organizations which can be actually analyzed. So to make it to transform it in a form which can be understandable by the business tools and all, so you can actually do it through ETL, which is extract, transform, load. How to interpret raw data in best possible manner. So it's through basically any kind of data you have. So you need some analytics and data discovery around it. Can I predict the future of my business strategy? Yeah, through predictive analysis and different things are there which can actually help you in that. What is the best way to share the data? It's like you want to share the information and the data to the different people around your organizations. So it's through reporting and dashboard and stuff like that. So how can I monitor the dynamic changes of changing trends? So it's through dashboards. It's basically you're showing some trends through graphs, through pie charts and all, through which you can actually share that kind of data. So like here we can see like what are the existing solutions that are available in the market for the end-to-end solution for the BI. So we have some large BI vendors like IBM, we have heard of SAP BI, SAS BI. So these are the big vendors, and of course the cost associated with them is very high. And now like it's a kind of like new breeds. When we say it's like the very cost-effective product, and most of them are like you can say open source. So which is also very more cost-effective in a way. So it's like Pentaho and Microsoft are those two, like they are open source tools. Likewise, we have other also. ClickTech, Tableau, these are all BI tools available nowadays in the market as compared to it's very cheap to the large vendors. Now the existing challenges what we have nowadays, like integration time, like the you could say the kind of you have your existing like any ERP, CRM, anything, any modules running in your organization, and you want to integrate your BI solution on top of that. So it takes quite some time on that. So on the infrastructure cost wise also you need to think about it. Then on to the maintenance cost as well. And the licensing cost is of course because all the BI big BI vendors are charging huge amount on that. And the single platform, of course, where you can actually cater to all your BI needs. So that is again you need to think about. And of course there are challenges which you face nowadays with that. With the existing system you have your reporting systems available, but again you have some problems around that. The volume of data and the performance of those reports, and then limited type of reports are available, and then obviously the issue for making those reports that the business users need to depend on the IT guys for developing those kind of reports, maybe a complex report and all. So you need to think of a solution around it so that, as we said, like these two challenges like the organization is facing with the existing system, and of course you have like infrastructure, integration time, maintenance cost. So you need to think of a solution which can actually cater to all these problems around it. So there is a way through which you can actually answer all these issues with that. So like the Pentaho BA solution can answer all those queries to you, because the integration time required is quite low on that. Infrastructure cost also, as I said, it's an open source, so of course the cost rate is very on the cheaper side, and of course all the BI needs for the complete end-to-end implementation of the BI solution, you can actually rely on such tool. So okay, so now we'll talk about I hope I am not going too fast, and if you have any questions you can always send that. I'll try to answer it if it's possible, as looking at the time constraint and all. Okay, so we'll see like what is there, how to map the BI stack which we've seen earlier to the Pentaho tool which we are talking about right now. So for the ETL purpose, for that we have the PDI tool, that is Pentaho Data Integration Tool. We'll see more in detail in the following slides, and of course in the end we'll have a demo around that. So we'll see all these tools in brief on that. And metadata editor, it's again the as I said, it's basically we have the Pentaho metadata editor, which is basically a layer between your database and its business logic basically. And analytics like Pentaho BA, it's a Pentaho Business Analytics Server. And operational reporting, for that matter, we have on Pentaho is Pentaho Report Designer. We'll see that in detail. For ad hoc reporting, it's Scout, and dashboard we have CD Community Dashboard Editor we have, and governance and monitoring we have. For that matter, we have Pentaho User Console. So that is basically where you map your users and roles. So now why Pentaho basically? So it's as you see, it's a one-stop solution for all your business analytics needs. So it can cater to all your business analytics needs in the way that you can have your end-to-end solution on top of it. So low integration time and infrastructure cost. So yes, of course, as compared to other BI tools available in the market, like big vendors and all, like SAP, BI, SAS BI, IBM. So it's of course Pentaho takes lesser time on that part. And huge community support if you talk about. yes, of course, you have your professional support 24/7, and they have very lesser turnaround time, and you can actually have a support through forums. Lots of things are available on the net. So easily scalable. So it can actually cater to the huge volume of data, scaling to maybe billions of rows of data basically. So virtually unlimited visualization and data sources. So it can handle any kind of data. So I think that caters here. Easily integrated on top of existing infrastructure, including any big data ecosystem. So as I said, you can the organizations can have any existing information, any ERP, CRM, or big data. They can actually integrate it with them. All 4 engines are open and standalone projects with their own community and development plan. So it's like every module which I deeply decided, like Pentaho Data Integration Tool, Pentaho Report Designer. These are all different open source projects, and they have their own community and their development plan around it. And a very good tool set which has far more wider capability beyond just the base product. So yes, of course, it can cater to all your needs. So in this screen, like we'll see the like there are different versions of the Pentaho available. First is like open source, like the community edition, which is available on the net for anybody to download and use it. Of course, with the limited features available on that, and of course the support is not available. That is the main thing. But you have enterprise edition, different versions like professional, standard, professional, premium, and enterprise. So with all the difference between the features which are available in each of these versions. So it's basically around the support and any kind of help you are looking at. So it will help you in that. So here we'll see the abstract component view of Pentaho BA suite. The first layer is it's talking about the presentation layer. So it's like you can have it on the browser and anything. So you can have it your reports and dashboards available there. And the reporting solution, we have any kind of reporting, operational reporting, ad hoc reporting, and for the analysis we have drill down, explore, OLAP. For dashboards, like you have your KPIs and alerts and charts, graphs, anything can be available there. So process management is like integration, execution of the the process. And the business intelligence platform, it's basically for the security, administration, business logic, repository, where you can actually handle it all. And for the data and the application integration, ETL is the main part here where you can have your data integration done. And of course, it can be built on any of the third-party application, like I said, ERP, CRM, legacy database, OLAP, other applications, and local data like your Excel, flat files, anything you can actually build have your solution on. Okay, here we'll see in detail like architecture view. So here in all we are seeing basically in broad 3 layers. First is data layer, then the server layer, and then the client layer. And of course there are thin and the thick client there. So we'll see all these in the detail in the next screen. So Pentaho has its presence in all the 3 layers with respective products mentioned in the diagram, and it supports a hosted solution. So we'll understand various offerings in Pentaho in those areas. Let's look at individual Pentaho products in next slides. Here we have like you can see it's the Pentaho Analytics which you can available on your on the browser for your reporting and dashboard where you actually publish everything and it's available to the business users. Okay, so we'll see that in the demo how we actually do it. So the server layer. This is a platform recently renamed from BI to BA. Earlier it was called as Pentaho Business Engine. Now now we say it's Pentaho Business Analytics, and it's a core software piece on server side with following features. Hosts content created in server itself through plugins or file published to the server from the desktop application. So it's basically you can actually publish your data on the server. So managing security is like you have your security around it, so your data is secure basically. And then running reports, you can actually run any kind of report on the BI which you develop, and displaying and designing dashboards. You can actually design your dashboard as well as you can actually display the dashboard on the browser. And report bursting, OLAP analytics is online analytic processing where you can have your drill down and drill through and things like that. So Mondrian with MDX support. Mondrian is basically a Java-based platform for the analytics purposes, and MDX is a multi-dimensional expression. It's similar to the SQL basically. So it's for the query purposes we have it with the Mondrian. And Pentaho Report Designer is again we'll see in detail for the designing of reports and everything. And Pentaho Analyzer, it's basically for the ad hoc reporting. Scheduling and monitoring, you can actually schedule your reports and monitor it. Like you can actually schedule it to run at some specific time and deliver to the business users through mail and all. Can be extended with commercial as well as open source plugins. So it can be extended. Results runs by default in Apache Tomcat but can be embedded in any Java. Yeah. So Pentaho runs by default on the Tomcat, but you can actually have it on any of the Java-based application server. This comes in two flavors as we already discussed in the previous slide, like Community Edition as well as the Enterprise Edition. Okay. So yeah. So what is reporting? So in Pentaho, like what is reporting is basically you are actually showing your transform data in a form understandable to the business users. So it's regular provision of information. So you can have your regular data available so that they can filter it in any form and drive it from historical data. So it's like as we discussed, like the data warehouse is nothing but a repository of your historical organization data. So you can actually have that data in your reports and all for decision making. So it's like business users, it is very good for them to have it. Okay. Pentaho Report Designer tool. I'll just show you that how it is in another few minutes. So Pentaho Report Designer is a pixel level accurate reporting tool. It is open source containing rich set of features as listed below. So yeah, it's an open source tool and it's a UI tool basically. So it has got rich UI. So it's very user friendly and anybody can learn it very easily. Allowed to create a relational analytics report from wide range of data sources. So you can actually connect it to any kind of data source and you can have your reports developed. It supports sub-report, charts and graphs. So it's like you can develop any kind of reports, charts, graphs and like that. Supports API-based reporting. So it's like you have your report designer APIs available which you can actually, if you want to embed it in your existing application, you can actually, these are all Java APIs, you can use it. So Pentaho reporting engine executes the report designed by PRD. So yeah, when you design a report in Pentaho, so Pentaho reporting engine basically which runs those reports are there. So API based reporting can easily be embedded in any Java application. As I said, like they have their own Java based APIs and all. So you can actually have it embedded in any of your existing Java applications. So this is the screenshot of the report designer tool. I'll just show you this tool in practical also. So here is the tool. You can see there is a toolbar on top of it, and so you can actually develop report, any kind of report. And on the left side you will see the. On the right side, basically, you see the properties and everything from where you can actually set data and all. And this is the, in between you can see the layout for the reporting. We'll see this tool functioning in detail now in our demo. So we'll continue with our PPT, I suppose. Okay, so here it is, the ETL tool. We'll talk about some concept around it, like what is ETL, how you do it. So it's like extract, transform, and load. So extract is basically extracting from any data source, as it says, relational database, files, NoSQL, external applications, SAP, Salesforce, Hadoop, big data, and all that stuff. So so practically, it's like you can actually extract data from any of the data sources, and then you actually transform that data. So you transform it by cleaning, filtering, and sorting, and like that, and then you can actually load it in your data warehouse, which is having now available for you to for the reporting purposes. So this is Pentaho data integration tool. This is referred as PDI, or still popularly known as Kettle, which is its original project name. Yeah, when it started, before Pentaho actually taken this integration tool, it was known as Kettle, and still it's very popular. So it's intended for extract, transform, and load mainly. So this consists of BI server. So it contains core components, executes jobs and transformations using PDI engine. We'll see what are jobs and transformations in the following slides and in our demo. Has default user and role-based security. It can also be integrated with existing LDAP Active Directory security provider. So it has their own default users, but you can actually integrate it with your LDAP and all. So there are designing tools basically which are available in this. The one which is designing tool is Spoon, which we are using basically for the creation of your jobs and transformations. It's basically UI tool. And then you have Kitchen. These are basically for running your jobs and transformations which you created through Spoon. So like in the practical world, you need to basically schedule your jobs and transformations to run it at some specific time. So this is where it can be used, and PAN is for running just the transformation, and Kate is your remote ETL scheduler basically. And then you have data connections and transformations. We'll see all these in details. And this is like the screenshot for the Spoon. For the Pentaho data integration tool, which is we'll see that in the demo how it works. So Mondrian analysis, it's like our OLAP server. We talked about this Mondrian. It's basically for your OLAP thing. It's a Java-based thin client which is available, and you can think of it's between the reporting as well as your data warehouse. So it's a kind of you need to go through this and query your data warehouse to fetch the data. So it's relational online analytic processing. This comes under analysis services and codenamed as Mondrian, which is very useful to slice and dice the data. Yes, this is very useful because for the analysis purposes, you need to basically drill down and drill through your data so where it is useful. So as I said, it's an open source OLAP server written on pure Java. Supports MDX query, so it's multi-dimensional expression which is available, for the querying of this. And Mondrian schema is universal, made supported by almost any OLAP clients. Yeah, it is available and it can be, used. And so it's like dashboard capabilities. Like Pentaho has dashboard, so we'll see what is it. One can create charts containing KPIs and publish them. One can create charts containing KPIs and publish them on your dashboard on BA server to share the broader audience. So yeah, you can have your KPIs and charts graphs, maps, which can be published in your BA server to share to the business user. There could be several ways to build dashboards. The Pentaho dashboard designer available only in yes, we talked about like community as well as enterprise edition. So community edition, it is not readily available. You need to have that database through some coding and plugins and all. But in enterprise edition, it is available. Community edition dashboard editor is community edition and comes under CTools plugin. And Sky plugin is again available in the enterprise edition. We will be using CD, which has come to Pentaho after acquisition of web details. We are using a community dashboard editor. CD can be integrated with a BA server from marketplace. Yes, as I said, it is like when you download the community edition of BI, Pentaho BA, you need to download the community dashboard editor separately. It is not with that. So this is common. This is based on common framework and CDF, and it simplifies creation, addition, and rendering of CTools dashboard. And you can also use custom CSS to get your work to get your own look and feel. So yes, you can actually use CSS and all for the look and feel. Yeah, I can see, sorry I missed, but I can see lots of questions are there. So we'll try to answer that. As Venkata had asked, like SQL knowledge is required to use this tool. And I think somebody has answered that you should have some basic knowledge around it. So yes, that is the way you need to have some basic knowledge, because when you develop reports, you need to write those SQL queries and all. Okay, here is the okay. Here we can see some, it's a sample screenshot of the dashboard. As I said, you can have the, it's a kind of snapshot which is available, and you can have graphs, bar charts, and things like that on the dashboard. Yeah, I could see there is one question from Tarun. He's asking like how to install Pentaho interface. As I said, you need to for the community edition you can download it from the internet, and it is available. And then there are ways which you can actually use for installing the Pentaho. It's with the Tomcat application server, and it's easy to install. It's few settings you need to do around your setting up your JDK and all in your system, and then you can actually start your Tomcat, and it's available on the browser. I'll just show you how you can do it. Yes, somebody asked, like Rajeshwari asked, like, can you please provide some use cases where Pentaho is used for big data? Yeah, we'll see that in coming slides. So, Arun Kumar asked, like, what all Pentaho features will be covered in this course? Yeah, we'll be covering, for the complete end-to-end BI implementation of the project, so we'll be covering all that, starting with the understanding of the data warehousing and the BI concepts, and then going forward to the designing of the data warehouse, and then to the next level, which is like ETL. So for the transformation and the loading of the source data in your data warehouse, and then going to the next step of designing reports, ad hoc reports, dashboard designing, and then publishing it on the Pentaho BA server. I hope I answered your query. Mohit has asked like which topic will be covered in deep. So I think it's available on the website through curriculum. You can check. Okay. Arshabir asked, this will be discussed in the later slide. What is the job market for this? Yeah, we'll see that in the following slide. And Venkata has asked, does that publishing supports web reporting? Publishing supports web reporting. I don't know what you're trying to say here, but yes, if I can answer it in my own way, like it's like you can actually publish your reports which are there, which you actually create using Pentaho Report Designer, and you can publish it on the web. So because on web it is available to the any user in the organizations. Okay, Pankaj Arora has asked like how Pentaho is better than other ETL tool like Informatica, OWB data stage. How it is better is something else, but as I said, like it's an open source, so the cost wise and the usability of this tool is very easy. So and the one you are mentioning, Informatica, OWB, data stage and all, these are all proprietary type ETL tools available in the market, but the implementation cost and the licensing cost is quite huge on that part. So I think that's why people, even in the big organizations, are going towards the open source solutions. Does that answer your query, Pankaj? Okay, so now we'll move forward. Looking at the time constraint, we'll see what's there next. Okay, so now we'll see the demo. Before starting that demo, I'll just explain you a bit around that. What is this demo about, and what is the business problem we are going to solve through this demo. So the demo is about some hypothetical supermarket data which we have, Foodmart, called as Foodmart. And the business problem is like how, if you want to see, or the company like to see how my product is doing in the market, which are my top 10 products doing in the market, sales price wise, unit sales wise, and probably you want to see like from past almost a year or two, how my products are doing in the market, and if you want to see the region wise, in which region which product is selling more, and in which region it is not selling, so what can be done around it so that you can actually have that. Okay, so we'll first see the Pentaho data integration tool Case. I can see there is some questions. We'll try to see what is it. Can it be compared to Oracle BA? Yes, it can be compared, but again, the things are like, again, I'll say the same thing. You can say the cost-wise and the implementation cost and the resource availability in the market. So those things which you need to take care while you decide your BI tool basically. Okay, so we'll see the demo now, and I'll try to explain to the level best of these tools. Here in front, what you're seeing right now is tool, which we already discussed in brief. This is part of the Pentaho data integration tool. It's the UI tool for creating your jobs and transformations. So I'll just show you. This is in the top left corner. You see there is file, edit, action, tools, help. It is a toolbar, and on the left side you see there are two tabs, view and design, and on the right side where you can see this transformation is already made. It's basically area available for you to design anything, batch your transformations and jobs. So we'll see the view tab now. So for creating any transformation job, you need to have your database connections set. So I'll just show you how you basically do it. So you need to have both the data sources connection available with you. One is your source from where you're going to extract your data from, and the other one is the target database where you need to load your data after the transformation. So here you can see there are two data connections are seen here, FoodMart and FoodMart DW. FoodMart is basically, this is just the name I've given, and it's the source database from where we extract the data, and FoodMart DW is, as the name says, like DW data warehousing to short form, and you can have this data loaded here. So you basically right click here and you make a new connection, and you put any name here. Let's say FoodMart source, and there are type of database you want to connect to. As I said, you can connect to any type of database. So for this method, we are actually using the open source MySQL database, and then you click next here, and you provide the host of the database server, the database name, and then you can go ahead and you can actually create it. So I'll just show you how I've done it. So here you can see the screen which shows the database connection details. You have your host local host name, localhost, database name, and then your username and password, and then you can actually, once you have done with your settings here, you can actually test your database here. Okay. Now to design a transformation, you need to go to File, New, and Transformation. So it will come like this plain. So on the left side, if you can see, there are different tabs are there, and these are the nodes available. Like we'll see all this in very brief here as looking at the time constraint. So this is input, where you can have any kind of input available. So for that matter, here we are using the table input. So this is where you actually talk about your source database. So you double click this, it will open up this screen, table input screen. You can choose the connection, your data source connection here, and then you can actually go to get SQL select statement. and it will show you the food mark. These are all your tables listed here. You can select one of them and the query will be built here, and you can actually preview also here. I'll just show you. In this, we have seen that this is the transformation for the product dimension. So I think you guys are aware about the data warehouse. It contains like two types of tables in precise dimensions and facts. Dimension is nothing but your entity of an organization. It could be offices, location, product, employee, customer, anything. And fact is nothing but it contains the your relationship with the dimension, foreign keys, as well as measures. Measures are the numeric values on which you basically want to do some analysis and all. So when we say product is a dimension, so it's a kind of master data, you can say. And I'll just show you. I have done it for the product table, and you can actually preview it here. It's taking some time. Yeah, so here is your source data basically, which you can actually see. This is just for testing of the input query which we have written. So now you have tested this. Now this dimension table contains the primary key and the other rest of the fields. So we'll add a sequence here for the primary key. It's a surrogate key in your dimension table, and now this is the output table. So output table is nothing but your data warehouse where you want to load this data to. So connection, you will select again here connection, then your target table. This is dim product, I have named it, and then here is the mapping of your input fields with the output fields. So enter field mapping. You can see there are mappings on the right side, the keys, and the data is there. So this is how the transformation is made for the dimension product. So now this is this you have created. So to actually load the data from the source to the destination, you need to run these transformations by clicking this icon here, which is run this transformation or job. When you actually run it, it will pop up this window, and you can actually click on launch. I'll not do it now because I have already loaded the data. So that is there. So this is about the dimension. I hope it is fine so far. Yeah, somebody asked like, can Spoon, Srikanth had asked like, can Spoon connect only to DB? Say I need to connect it, read CSV file in HDF and all. Yes, you can connect it. As you can see on the left side of the screen, the input type is there. So there are different types which are available. So first one is like CSV file input, and Excel is there. So there are different formats which are available. You can actually connect to, and you can actually develop that. And the last, the middle node, which is add sequence, we got it from the transform node. You can see there is add sequence is there, and the table output which we got is from the output stream, output tab. So table output is there. You can have any kind of output you want. Text file output is there. Excel output is there, so you can have any type of output you want to have. Okay, now we'll see the loading of the fact table. the loading of the fact table is of course little critical, and it involves some kind of logic and all through which you need to upload this. Okay, so here what you can see is the transformation for loading the fact table, which is fact sales. I named it. So first you can see there is table input, which is again the similar like the one we done for the transformation for the loading the dimension. Here you can see there is a query for reading data from your source table and loading it to some transformation in your output table. Next you can see there is select values. Select value node comes from the transform. Here it is, select values. So select values nothing but it basically pulls your input fields, and you can use it for renaming and anything you want to do some modification to those fields, you can actually do it here. And then this is very important step here, which you can see dim product underscore ID. As I said, fact table contains the foreign keys to the dimension table. So while loading the fact table, you need to for every record you need to load the primary key of that particular dimension to which the record is linked to. So for that you need to look up your dimension table and extract the primary key from the dimension table, and then finally you load it in the fact table. I'll just show you how you do it. In the lookup tab you can see there is database lookup. So as the name suggests, it basically looks up in the database value of your dimension table. So it's the similar way you basically take the connection of your data warehouse. You specify the lookup table, which is dim underscore product, and the key values to look up the values. So it is like like a where clause, like you have in a SQL queries. So you have your product ID equal to product ID, and in the bottom you see there is values to return from the lookup table. So like I said, you need to load a primary key of the dimension table in the fact table. So you are actually returning that value from the dimension table. So it's like dim product ID, which you actually extract from the dimension table. I'll just cancel this. Okay. So likewise, you need to do look up in the dimension table of all those which are related to that particular fact table. In our case, it is fact sales. So we have around 6 lookups here. So it's linked to 6 different dimension tables. So likewise, we have done it for product class, store location. These are all dimensions. Time dimension is again one of them, and customer dimension. And now in the end we can see again the same thing, which is table output. It's a fact sales, and it's similar way you do it. Basically you look at the connection, and you select the fact table name here. You specify the database fields. You enter the field mappings and all, and it is done. It is that simple, and then you actually do it. So again, to run this, you need to run this job. So it will again pop up the same window. I'll just show you. Launch. Once you click on launch, it will basically run the transformation, and it will load the data. I will not do it now because the data is already there, so it probably mess up with my reports and all. So I think this is about the spoon tool of the Pentaho data integration. And similarly, you can actually create your jobs. Jobs are nothing but it's basically a sequential run of your transformations. So in the practical scenario, you need to run the jobs, run the transformations. But to like there is always a need to run one transformation prior to running another transformation. So in job, you probably provide that sequence, which transformation you need to run first. After finishing that transformation, you need to run the next transformation. So that is how basically it is. And yes, of course, you can, somebody asked in the question, like you can actually run it from the command prompt and all. You can run these transformations in jobs through the command prompt. That is basically you do it for the scheduling of your jobs and transformations. As I said, in the practical scenario, you probably run those transformations jobs at some fixed frequency. You probably need to run it once a day. You probably need to run it once in a week. So depending on that, so you basically schedule it, and it runs in the background on the server, and it loads the data into data warehouse. That is practically we do it for the incremental loading of the data. Of the data in the data warehouse. I think Pentaho data integration tool, I am good to go. I think I have explained. If anything else is there, you can ask. Okay, so now we'll see our next segment, that is Pentaho report designer tool. So yes, in practical scenarios also, you these are the basically life cycle of BI, as I said earlier also. So after you have your data transformed in the data warehouse, now you need to basically present your data in your reports and analysis and all. Yes, Pankaj has asked some questions. What will be things we can do to make our Pentaho jobs faster? I mean, which option we must follow in Pentaho to complete my job very fast? There must be some properties in Pentaho that ensure us that data must be loaded in minimum time. Yes, that's a very good question, and yes, of course, that's the need of the practical scenarios. Like if I talk about in the practical scenarios. How it works, when you need to run your jobs in the practical world, you have very limited window available to run those transformations in jobs. So there are different ways and means to which you actually do it. For that matter, you keep your transformations in jobs a little less complex if that is not required. And your queries also like that way, and of course there are different things which you need to keep in mind while designing such transformations in jobs. Now Ramesh has asked, will this tool follow ETL or ELT process? It will follow ETL process. It basically extracts the data from your source, and then it's transformed, and then it basically loads the data in the data warehouse. Shri Krishna has asked, can we migrate ETL jobs written in Informatica to Pentaho ETL? Frankly speaking, I don't think so, and it, no, that won't be possible, because as you see, the different tools write their transformations in jobs, and they use their own terminology and everything. So of course that migration won't be possible. I don't think so. Yes, Ramesh has asked like this. This also supports various dimension modeling, like for example, slowly changing dimension models. Uh, yes, it supports all that. It supports that feature basically, functionality, slowly changing dimension. Okay, I think we should move forward to our next segment, that is Pentaho Report Designer tool. So we'll see it now. How to design a report in Pentaho Report Designer. As we have seen this, I've just shown this earlier also. So there are two ways of designing your Pentaho report in this particular tool. One is manual, as I explained, you click on the file, you open, click on new, and it opens up this. So this is basically manually how you do it. You, I'll explain other things how you do it. But to create report using Report Designer wizard, you click on File and then on the Report Design wizard. So the screen it pops up. It shows the different templates available in which you can actually design your report. Okay, so you can select any of the templates. Then you click Next, and okay, this is the again, as I said for the PDI also. You need to interact with the database. So similarly for Report Designer also, you need to connect to the database for extracting the data in your report available. So for that also we need to create a data source, and on top we'll create a query on that, and then we'll have the data in our reports. So this is the step where we actually define our data source. So choose the type of data source. We'll say, okay, we'll use the JDBC. So here you can see JDBC data source pop-up screen is there. So for us, we are using Foodmart DW. This is our now source for the report creation. So for defining the data source in detail, again similar screen is there. You specify the connection name and host name, database name, port number, and things like that. And you can test that data source, and you can actually good to go. Okay. Once you have defined your data source connection, the next step before actually going to the designing of the report, you need to define a query. Query to pull data from your data warehouse. So there are available queries, and you can actually write your own query as well. So let's say we have here we need to define the query name. So we'll define like top 10 product unit price wise, right? You can either write query here, or you can use on the right side there is a pencil sign which you can see. You can click on this, and it will pop up the query builder. Let me just check the connection first. Okay. Yeah. So here you can see there is a SQL query designer. On the left side you can see there is on top all the, if you are aware of the SQL query, select from and all. So once you start building it, it will show up here. And on the bottom you will see on the left side it shows the list of the tables available in the Foodmart data warehouse. So it's like dimensions, and in the end you will see there is one fact table, fact sales. So you can actually drag and drop your tables on the right side, I have dragged one product dimension and the fact dimension. So I'll just show you how to build query around it to the for the report we are actually trying to build. So the first one is the product name, and the next one is the unit sales. So unit sales, you need to take the sum of it, and you can actually have it here. So on the left side top corner, you can see while we are actually adding, so it shows up in under select node. You have two columns there, and from is also there. Now you need to, the join is already there. There you can see a connection between these two tables on the dim product ID and the dim product ID in the fact sales table. Now you need to group by on the product, not on the product name, but we'll remove here on the product ID. We'll remove it from here because we don't want this in our report feed. This is the group by, and now next step is you can order it on the unit sales. So when you want to see the top 10 records, so you probably need to order it on the descending form. By default, it is always ascending, as we are all aware of the SQL. When you do the order by default it is in ascending order, and you change it to the, if you want to change, you can change it to descending order. So now we are good to go with this. We have, we can see how the query is built here, and we can click OK here, and here we are with this query. And now we have to see the top 10 products, so we'll probably put limit 10 records, and on the right side bottom you can see there is a preview button is there, which you can actually click to see what all results it fetch using this tool. Okay. Now here you can see we have the records of the top 10 product unit sales, right? So this is the preview. Okay. So now we are good to go with this query. So it's working fine. We can click OK on this, and as we were on the report design wizard, we'll select this top 10 product unit price query which we have just created. We click on the next. Okay, this is a layout step. This is layout step is basically likewise. This is a very small report, so likewise you have many fields available under available items. You can actually have it on the next items like this, so that it's available in the report, and you can click next on this. Now this is the screen where you can actually format your fields and rename it. So we'll format it here, like the display name is there on the top, you can see. So we'll probably write it as product name, and you can do the formatting and all. It is text, so we don't need to format this, but for the next one we'll do it. And this is, you can rename it to unit 2, and you can align it in the center. You can format it the way you want, and you can actually preview result here as well. Yeah. So this is basically how your report will look like once you are done with the report result. Okay, we are okay with this. We'll close this here and we'll finish this. Okay. So as we have selected some templates, so it gets you in that format. And now to make it more readable and more good to see, we'll define the report title here. Option products, and then in the subtitle probably you can write unit to white. This is it. And you can actually, okay, once you're done with this, you can actually view this by clicking this preview button on the left side, and it will show you this. So top 10 products, unit sales right, your report is here, and you can actually do that. So this is the preview. So you can actually preview your report in any of the formats which has just click the button, PDF, HTML, XML, text, CSV, anything. So you can actually have it this way. So up till now, it is like it's a very simple report which we have seen in Pentaho Report Designer. Likewise, you can have any complex, any kind of report here, your charts, pie charts, anything you can design and have it published on your Pentaho BA. Okay, so before moving it forward on publishing this report on Pentaho BA server, if any questions you have, we can actually go ahead with that. Yeah, Mahindran has asked like how the report source can be maintained, like meaning source control and all. So there is a repository where actually you can do it. So it's like that. You can actually have the source controlling over it. Abhinas Roy has asked what main function of Pentaho, sorry I didn't understand that question, and he has asked again like which DB is good for Pentaho. There is nothing good or bad. Pentaho can connect to any DB. So when I say any DB, so it's good with any DB and every DB you can say. Okay, Tarun has asked report designer, Pentaho report designer wizard is in all version of Pentaho. Yes, that is correct. It is available in all the versions of Pentaho. Yeah. Pankaj is asking like, Pankaj, I hope your question got answered. Which are the other open source ETL tools in market? Yeah, Talend is one of them, right? And which are the other open source tools in market among all of them? like I said in the beginning, the Pentaho is widely used in the organizations these days because of so many good factors about it. So even the big earlier people were scared of using open source tools, but with the time in the market of those open source tools and looking at the cost of the proprietary BI tools available in the market, organizations are actually going forward and using these open source tools Pentaho. So it is widely used in the market now. So can we go ahead with the next step of publishing this report on the report designer, on the Pentaho BA, sorry? Okay. So once we are done with this, we need to save this report. You can save it. Top 10. Now once you have saved the report, you can actually go to File. You can click on Publish. Now here you will see it prompts you with the login screen, server URL, which is localhost Pentaho, and the user Pentaho credentials. So once we click OK on it, it will start publishing it on the BI server. There is some problem. Let me just see. Let me just restart my account. Okay, now we'll try again. Yeah. So now here you can see there is pop-up. So you need to write the file name. Now you can write the title of the report, top 10, product, report description, unit, and then the location. You can have it in public reports and you can save it here. Okay, the report was published successfully. Do you want to launch it now? You can say yes or no. I'll say yes for now. So we'll see on the browser how it comes. Okay. Yeah, so here we can see our report developed using Pentaho Report Designer tool on the web using Pentaho BA server. So on the left corner you can see different formats are there, and you can actually see your report is here. So this is your report. Okay, so if you want to see, I can just show you the screen which we have seen in the slides. One of the slides, it's like this. You can actually log in using admin password. This is by default when you actually install the Pentaho Community Edition. So this is the screen which we seen in one of the slide in our presentation. So on the left side you can actually browse your files. So where we have saved our report, I'll just show you. This is like public. This thing, and here you can see different reports are there. Yeah, we actually opened this. Probably I can show you one more report which I have created already. So this is top 5 product sales price wise. That was unit sales price wise, and this is product sales price wise. Yeah, here it is. So this is again the similar report, just the it's the top 10 products showing the sales prices. I think I am done with the demo. So probably we can see what next in the slide. So okay, so in this screen you see there is one case study we are talking about here is Lufthansa. So it's basically giving an idea like the Pentaho is widely accepted, and how it is there in big organizations are actually using this. So the business challenge was this global aviation company wanted to build a solution to make the core process of inter-airline through check-in measurable, accessible, and available real-time for operational monitoring through dashboard. So different airlines are using this, so they wanted to see how their check-ins and everything are going on through some proper analysis, real-time analysis. So the solution which they adopted was Pentaho solution. So they have this installed on the standalone machine, and they used for the transformation they used Pentaho data integration tool, and for the real-time data analysis and report generation they report Pentaho business analytics, which is Pentaho BA server. Okay, so with this, what Lufthansa is evaluated is like will be able to aggregate and feed data into a management cockpit to analyze collected data for key decision-making purposes. So yes, by implementing this solution, so they actually have their data in a very precise and concise manner, which is available for the analysis. And the management now receives instant notification of transmission errors, enabling the company to detect patterns on large amount of data in real time. Yeah, like I said, you can actually schedule and things like that, your reports which can be sent to the business users. So this way they actually got it very benefited, and they can actually see it in real time what is happening, and if something goes wrong, they are actually intimated immediately. So partner airlines also receive alert in case of transmission errors between different IT systems for passenger data. So it was not only for the Lufthansa, so they have it implemented. So it's good for the other partner airlines as well. Lufthansa is able to comprehensively monitor one of its most important core processes in real time for quality management, the transfer of passenger data between different airlines. Yeah, like this is something very good thing about, like you can actually have your passenger data available to different airlines. So with this solution, they actually this thing gets solved. So likewise, you can see different companies are listed here which are actually using Pentaho in real time. Okay, somebody asked a question about the job opportunities in the Pentaho and all. So here you can actually see the graph over the time period. It shows like the resource demand of the Pentaho tools in the marketplace. So it's good to go. Like it has come up really well in the market now. Because as I said, it's now accepted by all the big and small large organizations. So of course there are lots of opportunities in the market now. Okay, in the end we'll discuss about the course curriculum we are going to cover through this course. So first module will cover about the introduction of Pentaho BA suite. So the topics covered here will be like about what is Pentaho. We must have seen this in here also. Pentaho, different versions which are available, community and enterprise. Brief about all those which we just discussed about PDI, PRD and stuff like that. And then module 2 will cover about the Pentaho report designer basics. So we have seen this in now here also report designer. So we'll discuss it more detail about the basics, understanding basic features, charts, making reports and complex reports and all. And then in the module 3 we'll talk about Pentaho report designer in advanced. So like obviously we'll see the query designer in detail, working with group headers, and the very main thing, passing parameters, because in the real time, yes, of course this is like very simple reports, but in real time you need to pass filters and all on which basis you want to see the data in your complex data. Like you have your report built, yearly report built, but you can actually pass parameters and available to the business user as a filter so that I can actually view it in monthly wise, quarterly wise, and things like that. So that is how we'll see in the module 3 how you do it. And we'll see in detail about the Pentaho data integration, and we'll see more about it in Pentaho, transformations, and in 5th module and Pentaho and job. Probably we can see in the 6th module job creation and the scheduling part of it. And then in the module 7 we'll see the Pentaho BA server. Likewise, how you publish and how you actually create ad hoc reports and all, and the user console, like user role mapping and all. And in module 8 we'll talk about some project, some real-time project we can actually cover in that. Yeah, I think I am done with the session, and I hope it was good. And if any questions you have, you can actually ask now. If I can answer, I'll definitely answer it now. Yeah, Manoj has asked, like, how easy is it to create charts? It's as easy as we have just seen how we have created, a report and all. So it's just it's a very good UI and all. So it will it's easy to do it through drag and drop and all. Yeah, Manoj has asked about, like, can we have the trend charts and all? Yes, of course we can have trend charts. Different type of charts are available, pie chart, block and everything. So there are different features which are there, and you can actually have it. That is there.
Hello everyone, sorry to interrupt. Can everyone hear my voice? Pranchal, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I'm one of the members of the support team. I hope everyone enjoyed the session. There's a request, like at the end of this session, as soon as this session ends, you'll receive a survey to fill in. I would request everyone to fill in the survey, provide your comments, suggestions, anything you want to pass, any message that you want to pass to us, so that we can improve ourselves and provide a better session in the future. Okay, and anyone interested in the course, you can always fill in there. Okay. So I hope this session was helpful. Everyone, please leave a comment on the chat window as well, and as well as on the survey. I hope to see a lot of surveys today. Thank you.
Yeah, so like I said earlier also, if you have any questions after session also, you can always contact us through Twitter, through Facebook page and all, or you can call us, the 24/7 help desk support. So you can always get in touch with us. So I think we are good to go, and I really appreciate if some more questions you have. I'll definitely answer, even if after this session also. So I think we can end it now. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone. and please